So today, instead of Hot Wheels, I will be showing off my action figure collection. I already showed you some ones I won that are still in the package, but these are ones I never shown on camera. At least most of them are. We'll start off with this one, which is the red Power Ranger. I think this is from like early 90s, maybe mid 90s or late 90s. And I remember kids in grade school used to have these. I got this with a bunch of other action figures. I mainly bought it because of I had one over here someplace. I'll show you that. It was a wrestling action figure, and I kind of bought it for this too. The fingers move on both sides, I think. Legs move and stuff. Probably not as good as what some of these newer ones do. Head moves and stuff. I think it's probably missing parts. A lot of times when you get them used, they're always missing parts. I think it's missing a gun. Show off my other 3 Power Rangers. I think this is a Happy Meal toy. No articulation whatsoever, I don't think. I think I broke the arm off a bunch of times and I glued it back on. But it does have a moving leg, which leads me to believe that there's something in the head that if you squeezed it, it would pop off. That's the Green Ranger. I have another one of these. I bought this from a yard sale. They had community-wide sales, so I bought a bunch of stuff that time. But this one house, I had bought a bunch of Hot Wheels and stuff. And this is also what I found there. What's special about this one, it actually has his real head, but you press this little button right here, and it'll flip out. I think I had a few of these. I probably sold them or threw them out. I think I may have had a Red Ranger version of that one as well. Okay, so this is another Red Ranger. I think this was made for the movie that they had. I don't remember if they had a full title. It may have been Power Rangers and the Ooze or something. But I have that movie on DVD, so yeah. And I remember going to the theater to see it a bunch of times. And it has a little lever action right here. So you push that, hands go up. This I actually found in the basement when I was cleaning it one day, but I remember playing with this. Okay, next I have is the Joker. I'm not sure if this is a movie one or a comic book one or a cartoon one, but it bends in different places. The arms don't bend at all. It bends at the waist and the legs bend. Pretty nice. I went to a community garage sale, and that's where I found this. And I found a whole bunch of them for 25 cents. A lot of them are probably here. And it's probably missing parts. Which all these are probably going to be missing parts. Next I have is another Joker. Not nearly as bendy as that one. I think it only bends at the hips, and the arms kind of move. Bought this one for 25 cents in good condition. This woman at the sale said that she had 2 sons. I don't know if they were twins, but she would buy the same action figure for each, so they wouldn't fight over it. So I think I only got 2 that were duplicates, but I think I was going to try selling one. So that one's not here, the duplicate. Next I have is a Batman. Not sure what this is from. Yeah, it's like a blue color, bluish, greenish color. And the reason why I have a lot of these action figures, I used to do like those stop motion animation videos. I did them in high school because in my photography class, that was one of my things we had to do. And I did a few videos of those that are on my page someplace. Those are some of my earlier videos before I started collecting Hot Wheels. Yeah, and it was hard to find some action figures when I started those videos, and that's why I didn't make so many of those. Got another Batman here, white. I don't know what he's from, what series, or, comics, whatever. Next I have is, I can't remember if this was actually Superman or Superboy or something like that, but he looks like Superman, so I guess call him that, but not sure on that, because I saw it on eBay, and that's how I sometimes figure out what they are if I can't find a whole lot of information. Okay, next one is Wonder Woman. Kind of a cheap one. If you pull the arms up, they both go up. Next one is the, what is his name? The Riddler. This is the Jim Carrey one, I think, from one of the movies. I don't know which one, but I think it's missing pieces. I think there's another one. This came from like a 2-pack. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, so that's the Jim Carrey one. And I think there was a staff he's missing. Next is Two-Face, I think his name is. This is the Tommy Lee Jones one. And I think this one's probably missing parts. I think there may have been a bigger gun and maybe a coin. And this gun is actually part of his hand. Unless it does come out. It doesn't feel like it. Nope, I think it's molded in his hand. And these movies came out in the 90s. Okay. Next one is Robin. This is one I had a duplicate of, which is not included in here because I took it out because I was planning on selling it and I never got around to selling it. But it has like karate chop action, but for some reason the button on this doesn't seem to be working. You can see it's spring loaded, so you pull it up and it'll just swat back down. Next one is a bendy. I think it's from a movie called The Rocketeer or something like that. I bought this with a at a rummage sale that had a whole bunch of action figure like stuff. And you can see it bends and twist it and all kinds of stuff that you can't really do with the human body. That's that. Next one, I think he's known as the Green Arrow. I think there's a TV show of the same name. But I never really heard of this guy that much. Because I think when I was growing up, they didn't really have any TV shows or movies of him. But I think it's probably missing pieces. I think it's a more recent release of this toy. It may have been from late 2000s. I picked this one up at a bag sale, at a rummage sale. A lot of times on the last day, the rummage sales will get rid of whatever stuff they have left over. And, you know, you fill a bag and, you know, you get it for a lot cheaper than what they were selling it for. Okay, next one. This one I had since high school, I recall. I used this in a stop motion video. It's Spider-Man. And I think he had some movements. If you squeezed his legs, he would move a little. Yeah, this is probably missing pieces and stuff. And it has a lot of movements and stuff. Doesn't bend at the elbow on that arm, but does on this arm, I think. And see, the fingers, I think, move. The wrist moves. You know, it'll turn. Even the little toes would move too. Pretty nice. Okay, let's see. Which one do you want to go with next? We'll go with this one. I think it's a WWF action figure. I think it's from like 2000, before the name change. I think you see this little metal pad. I think this you put on something that would play the wrestler's theme or whoever's theme. But I think this was Shane McMahon. Doesn't really look like him. And there's not a whole lot of movements in some areas. The knees bend and the legs bend. Shoulders, it just moves a little. Don't think the head moves. But I bought this at another bag sale too. And they had 50 cents a bag, so filled it with a bunch of junk. So this may have cost a penny or less. I have a few of those action figures with those foot things. I'll show you one now. I think this is Triple H. Sometimes when I look at it, it doesn't really look like him, but I think it is him. This one I got free because the hand is broken, but you know, free, what the hell. Yeah, it's got that little pad on there. I think it was called Titantron or something, those figures were called. I have another one just like this, but it's missing both hands. Jeff Hardy, I think. This one is a little thicker in the legs, I noticed. I don't know if it's because he had wide pant legs on he would wear them or wear pants that were wider. But yeah, so it's kind of nice though, but the hands are missing from here, and that's why I got this one free. This yard sale I went to get this from, I think he was a dealer, so he had a whole bunch of action figures in bags and stuff. I think that's what he was trying to sell. Okay, so the next thing I have is John Cena from I think 2003 or maybe 2004. I bought this at a store called FYE. That's one of the stores that have been going out of business because they were selling, CDs and stuff, movies, and you can order them online or watch them online, listen to them online, download them offline. But yeah, I got it there, and I think I paid like maybe a few bucks for it. It was brand new too. All the pieces I believe are here. It includes this WWE title, and it kind of moves. I think whenever he was champion, he changed the belt, or supposedly he changed the belt, and he made one with it would spin on here. I think he had another title called the United States Championship, which also did that, but they changed it back, and that kind of looked stupid after a while. But this belt was actually pretty nice, the real one though. And I also used him in a bunch of other videos. I think I actually put some clay in his hair to make him look like a mobster. Okay, next thing here, we'll go to this Batman. I think I have 3 Batmans altogether. They're all pretty much the same articulation, except different color suits and stuff. Okay, next one I have, I've shown it before, Jack Sparrow, obviously missing pieces. Okay, next one is not really an action figure. It's actually from it was a Burger King Happy Meal. This actually was on a stand, and I think there was a trading card that you would get with it. And this is a Dragon Ball Z character. I never really got into Dragon Ball Z. I never really seen the shows, but I did see the original series called Dragon Ball, and that one's more of a adult series because there's a lot of stuff that you wouldn't show to kids. Yeah, so this was really popular back in 2000s, I think, and I did have a few action figures from Dragon Ball Z. Mainly just collected the figures. Next one is Rowdy Roddy Piper. Not sure what this is from. He looks real small, kind of like a little person. Yeah, because it doesn't look realistic though, the size. I think it had action movement right here. You'd pull this down, it would pop back up. I bought this at a bag sale with a bunch of other action figures. Yeah. So he looks real distorted as compared with the other ones. These are more like, a smaller scale of that. Next thing I have, I think, is also another Happy Meal toy. It's from Burger King. It's another Dragon Ball Z character. I can't remember what his name was, though. Okay, next one we'll go with is Sheamus. I bought this for 50 cents at a Goodwill store, surprisingly. Because a lot of times action figures might get a little more money. He doesn't have that type of hair anymore. I think he has spikes in it. Not sure what year this is from. It's a lot newer than the John Cena one. I think this is one when they switched companies. Let's see. I think Mattel makes these now. This was like Jakks Pacific, I think. Okay, next one is also a wrestling one, but it's from WWF era. It's Stone Cold. It says don't trust anybody. This one's part action figure, part bendy. I think the torso is, the plastic part. The head is rubbery. And I think it's more of a bendy though. I bought this on a yard sale where I got them for 25 cents. It's all rubbery. Okay. Next thing, I'm not exactly sure where I got this. I may have picked it up at a bag sale. Another Dragon Ball character, Dragon Ball Z character. I think it would light up. But I don't think this one lights up. I don't know how to get it to light up. Maybe you had to put it on a stand or something. It has these little metal pads on it. Okay, next one is from a movie called How to Train Your Dragon. I can't remember if they had 3 movies or 2 movies, but this is from one of the sequels. Can't remember what his name was, but I did show him off in another video before. And obviously all the pieces are there since I bought this brand new. Doesn't have as much movement as some of these other ones I have. He'll bend at his knee, both knees. Okay, next one is Gimli. This one I did show off in an earlier video a few months ago, I think. So look at that one that long. Next one is Superman. I think this one had a little motion to it. He bend his head or something. Maybe it was his arm and his head would bend. And I guess it's not doing that. Sometimes it'll do that. But, that's it for that one. Next one is also another Superman one. Kind of looks like the one from the early black and white TV show. But this is probably a little newer than that. Okay, next one is Hiccup from the movie How to Train Your Dragon. Got this cheap. And it had all the swords and stuff. It's probably not in the bag. I think I moved this over time, but I still got it someplace. And he's missing a leg. Because I think he got it cut off in the first movie, or amputated or something. Okay, the next thing I have, this one I'm pretty sure I never shown. It's Gandalf, I think the white. I think there's probably a lot of stuff missing. These swords I have with them are actually from an action figure I bought from the dollar store a long time ago. It has this little action lever on the back. So I think it's also missing a coat or a cloak. So I got all these swords left over from an action figure that I got from the dollar store, and that action figure actually blew it up with fireworks because it was like a hard plastic, and when I blew them up, it made a loud bang when the chest blew apart because it wasn't that good of a plastic. But so I had these left over, so I just threw them with it. Here's the sword, and this isn't the only thing that I got with this Gandalf. It also came with the horse. I think his name was Shadowfax. And this one also has a lever action. It's right here in the hindquarters, so you press it, and I think the legs would move. So, yeah, the front legs, I guess. And that's it for that one. I bought that at a rummage sale for $1, and for both of them. Next thing I have is just a generic toy. I think it's actually from Aladdin. It's like a generic Aladdin. I'm not sure if they were trying to rip off the Disney one. Aladdin is actually from a book series. It's not really owned by Disney, but I never really read it. Yeah, so this is the genie. And how I found that out was I took a picture of this, put it on Yahoo Answers, and I put this little information, and they showed me an eBay link of what it was from. And this is kind of like rubbery, not really much of an action figure though. Some stuff does pop off on it. But I think that's it of all my action figures I have. Anything that I get new is probably going to be shown in my videos. So you can like, share, comment, subscribe, or add any information you want, because I don't know what half these are from, or some of these are from. But yeah, so you can do what I said before, and have a nice day.